It didn't change. Everything basically was the same. There was war. There was wars before. There was no Cold War. There was actually the Cold War was not an actual physical war, to my knowledge. But the community went through the World War II. They went through the Korean conflict, and there's always some kind of thing going on that we basically were just used to it. There was no shocking thing.
A woman on the radio talks about revolution when it's already passed by.
Basically, when Ronald Reagan said to Gorbachev, "This wall must come down," that's implanted in my mind. Mr. Khrushchev, this wall must come down.
This to sing about, you know, it feels good to be alive. I'm alive.
Well, that the Germans had, the East Germans had freedom then. Before it was Germany was divided up into, I think, 2 or 3 sections in after World War II, and so the Germans, either the East or the West, I forget which one was which, finally had a chance to visit, to visit their families and everything else. They had regular freedom, basically.
Waited, I was alive and I waited for this, right here, right now.
Off and on, if they were just nuclear weapons and that, and who had the most, and always trying to have a peace treaty to limit the amount of warheads they had.
There is no other place I wanna be. Right here, right now, watching the world.
No, but they warned you about going to basements, basically going to the subway.
Okay.
In school, though, when I was in grade school, they had
the drills.
Drills, yeah.
Okay.
I'll wake up from history. Oh, I saw the decade.
Oh, I love the space race. The most memorable one was Apollo 13. When it was, I believe it was during the weekend on their way back, you would hear just bits and pieces about how they're making it and through the damage to the aircraft, and also landing on the moon. Neil Armstrong was very good too. We stayed up that Sunday night and watched it. I think it was about 1 o'clock in the morning.
When it seemed the world could change at the blink of an eye, and if anything, then.
Oh, as far as communism, I felt good. Because we were always taught how bad it was, and so you're instilled in your mind. So
yeah.
There's your sign. I was alive.
Well, I was born in 1968, so I started kindergarten in 1973. I went to a small Catholic school, so they weren't really advertising like, oh, here we're going to have a bomb drill. It was more, let's have an emergency drill, and we'd get into turtle position. They called it turtle position, where you fold your body and cover your head and go under your desk. And we did that a lot. We did hear some of our younger teachers who were not the nuns, they would talk about their drills that were more actual bomb drills that they had to endure and go through when they were in grammar school in the 60s and late 50s.
Waited, I was alive and I waited for this.
It seemed like we did them all the time. We thought they were fun. And as long as we were quiet while we did them, we got prizes, you know, from our teachers. I would say probably twice a month, maybe, looking back. It seemed like more. But then they always kind of had us do them with the fire drill. So we weren't, it was just a routine. We were kind of numb to it.
Right here, right now, there is no other place I want to be.
I always thought, geez, I hope nothing ever happens for real while I'm at school and not at home, or, you know, when I'm away from my parents.
Right here, right now, watching the world wake up from history. Right here, right now.
Yes, I as a child didn't truly understand what the term meant. I thought everybody was cold, soldiers were without jackets. I had no idea what it meant when I was small, and was fairly protected by my parents from, and of course it wasn't the media circus like things are today. You know, there was no internet, no 20 million cable channels giving their personal commentary. I mean, it was basically just news, cold cut excellence in journalism, and but I was kind of shielded from that. So I was very literal with it, as most kids are. Cold War. And now, well, not now, but as I matured during that time, I came to realize that the Cold War, you know, things were on good terms between Russia and the United States, but we were like the puppet master, so to speak, and I felt manipulated our agendas via conflicts with other countries.
There is no other place I want to be. Right here, right now, watching.
Well, unfortunately in high school, even though I went to a very good high school, my history teachers, one in particular, was not very good at presenting all the facts. So I never had a clear picture or actually interest in the Cold War while I was in high school and in further education.
The world wake up from history. Right here, right now, there is no other place I want to be. Right here, right now, watching the world wake up.
Well, I do know growing up always feeling like, gosh, I'm so lucky I don't have to live in Russia. You know, in my mind's eye, I saw Russia as always cold, dark, snow. You had to beg for common resources like toilet paper. I mean, that is the crazy things kids would talk about. As it ended, pop culture came into the picture, and we watched him. My brother is just 13 months older than me, and my sister's 3 years older than me, and we would watch MTV, and they would have, you know, young people's perspective on everything that was going on with the end of the Cold War, especially the Berlin Wall coming down. I remember watching coverage of that And I especially remember some music coming out. That song from Jesus Jones, Right Here, Right Now. And that was extremely popular when I was in my early mid-20s, in the early 90s. Well, I think like 1991. I think the end of it. I think the end of it is because then I was, a young adult, and just watching the celebrations and the pure joy of the Berlin Wall coming down. And I know that's only one facet of it, but that's the part I remember. I just remember being very little, and it seemed like astronauts were the heroes. I mean, in today's day and age, people don't talk about or revere the astronauts like they did when I was small. I mean, it was huge. It was huge.